Hello and welcome everyone to our presentation today on Intel OPTANE Memory, Intel's very own system and business accelerator. My name is Graham Steele. I'm the Intel OPTANE Memory Product Marketing Engineer, and I'll be your host for today's session. Now, to kick off today's presentation, I want to start by briefly touching on the market landscape, set the context and need for a product like Intel OPTANE Memory. Now, if you look to the chart on the left-hand side, you'll see that from our own Intel market research, we will identify that desktop purchase drivers include performance, security, and storage capacity. Now, part of what's helping drive that need for that large local storage capacity is the amount of data increasing as well as the file sizes increasing that users have on their system. For instance, a 1-hour 4K raw video takes up 742 gigabytes. We have games coming out like Gears of War 4 that have a 121 gigabyte download footprint. And even the Windows 10 disk space requirement is 20 gigabytes. All of which are contributing to those users needing greater local storage capacity in order to accommodate this large content. This is part of the reason why we see HDDs so prevalent in the desktop market as a result of the low price points they offer for high capacities. In fact, if you look at the chart in the upper right-hand corner, you will see that HDDs today make up roughly 80% of the desktop market and will be quite relevant in that market for some time. In fact, even for your notebook market, which you can see on the bottom left right-hand corner, HDDs are still quite relevant today and will not be going away entirely anytime soon. The problem is, however, that when these users are picking an HDD for large local storage, they're suffering in terms of their overall system performance and as a result, user experience, which could contribute to negative perceptions of their PC overall. These dynamics create the perfect opportunity for a product like Intel OPTANE Memory. And by adding Intel OPTANE Memory to those hard drive-based systems, you can give your users SSD-like performance with the affordable large capacity they desire. And with that, I would like to share with you a brief video introduction to Intel OPTANE Memory. Now that you all have a taste of some of the things Intel OPTANE Memory can do, I wanted to break down Intel OPTANE Memory's value. Now, Intel OPTANE Memory offers 3 primary advantages to your end users. The first of which is accelerated system responsiveness. Since we're increasing the performance and responsiveness of their system, we're enabling those users to spend less time waiting as a result of their everyday tasks being up to twice as responsive. The next is high performance, large capacity storage. When you enable Intel OPTANE Memory via our UI and pair it with a 1 terabyte HDD, the UI concatenates the 1 terabyte hard disk drive and Intel OPTANE Memory module into a virtual volume visible to the OS. Thus, a 1 terabyte HDD plus a 16 gig Intel OPTANE Memory module will appear as a 1 terabyte Intel OPTANE volume. And since we're accelerating those frequent tasks across the entire 1 terabyte hard drive, we're giving those users the equivalent of 1 terabyte of responsive, high-performance storage. Finally, we have optimized productivity. With our intelligent driver, we're able to automatically identify and accelerate frequently used files and adapt alongside those users' computing habits as they change. Thus, for instance, if a user was using Excel one day to pull a bunch of data for an upcoming presentation, and then the next day only using PowerPoint to build it out, our driver is intelligent enough to recognize that, kick out Excel, and reprioritize PowerPoint to ensure what the user is using most often is always accelerated. This gives your users SSD-like performance that is uniquely tailored to their computing habits. All of which allows your users to increase a variety of workloads on their system. For your business users, they can launch email up to 5.8 times faster. For your gamers, they can launch games up to 67% faster. And for your content creators, they can open large media files up to 4.1 times faster. However, it's important to note that it's not one individual workload that leads to a more responsive experience, but the whole sum of everything they're doing on their PC. So who are we targeting with Intel Optane memory? Well, starting at the bottom of the pyramid, you'll see your mainstream users. These are users with a 7th gen or 8th gen Intel Core i3 or i5 processor, and an HDD is their primary storage. For these users, we want to add Intel Optane memory to those HDD-based systems to increase the performance and responsiveness of that drive. Then moving up the pyramid to your entry-level enthusiasts, these are these users with a 7th gen or 8th gen Intel Core i5 or i7 processor and an SSD, hybrid drive, or dual drive as their primary storage. For the users in this market with a hybrid drive, we want to accelerate that hybrid drive with Intel Optane memory similar to your mainstream users with an HDD to increase the performance and responsiveness of that drive. And for the users in this market with a dual drive configuration, we want to displace those dual drive configurations and instead have those systems with an HDD plus Intel Optane memory. Now, this is a result of the fact that we feel that Intel Optane memory offers a better user experience than a dual drive configuration, since with Intel Optane memory, there is no manual drive management, meaning that users do not have to manually move content between the two drives like they do with a dual drive configuration once they run out of space on an SSD. With Intel Optane memory, our intelligent storage driver takes care of that automatically and makes sure that your frequently used applications and files remain accelerated. Now, I'm sure many of you know that we launched Intel Optane memory earlier this year, and I want to just briefly touch on a launch recap of some of the things that we accomplished. Now, since the launch of Intel Optane memory, we've had over 2,500 original articles published across our major tech press and bloggers in the PC ecosystem. From the influencer videos we have available, we have over 800K views. And Intel Optane memory received over 14 awards from places like PC World and Gizmodo. We as well have a variety of quotes just to highlight some of the things the press are saying and talking about Intel Optane memory and highlighting some of the value and performance and responsiveness benefits it brings. One I would like to highlight for you is the Forbes quote in the bottom right-hand corner. And in that article, they highlighted that when you consider 16 and 32 Intel Optane memory modules retail for $44 and $77 respectively, the value proposition to accelerate cheap, bulk hard drive storage is fairly compelling. Now, since we first launched Intel Optane memory, we've had a variety of systems come onto the market. In fact, today we have over 100 Intel Optane memory supported desktops available today that span your major MNCs and all of your desktop form factors, including Mini, All-in-One, and Tower. These systems are available at your major retailers worldwide, including Best Buy, Dixons, JD, and Amazon. And these systems as well include our Intel Optane memory enabled NUC, which you can buy as the full kit setup. For your DIY users, we as well have over 150 Intel Optane memory motherboards available today. For these users, they can simply buy that Intel Optane memory ready motherboard, as well as our Intel Optane memory box product module, and then download our Intel Optane memory application and enable Intel Optane memory easily. Now, To help in promoting these systems, as well as your own retail efforts, we have a variety of marketing assets available for you to use today. On your research side, these include educational videos, one of which is a video you saw earlier in this presentation, as well as videos on how Intel Optane memory works, side-by-side comparisons, and our newly added small medium business desktops with Intel Optane memory introduction video. We as well have a variety of social assets available that include digital banners, landing pages, infographics, and even tutorials by tech influencers. And finally, when your users are looking for more background information on Intel Optane memory, we have our Intel Optane memory intel.com page. This page includes content like our product briefs, overview videos and FAQs, as well as shop links to our Intel Optane memory towers and all-in-one systems. On your purchase side, we have a variety of assets as well. These span in-store, which includes things like your Intel Optane memory flyers, introduction videos, and posters. On your device, we have our iPOS tool that will be able to detect Intel Optane memory devices and show Intel Optane memory content accordingly. And finally, online, we have a variety of static banners available, promo pages, and our new Intel Optane memory brand ambassador, Serena Williams, plus 7th gen Intel Core processor family campaign. For this campaign, we have specific content added, such as our banners and masthead, email templates, and promo pages. All of this content is available for download and use today via our Intel Marketing Studio page, which the link is provided at the bottom of the slide that you can visit after the presentation. I as well want to highlight for your DIY users, we have a variety of collaterals available on our Intel support page. These include things like all the product requirements for Intel Optane memory, step-by-step video tutorials, how to get Intel Optane memory set up and enabled, as well as frequently asked questions from the users to help address any concerns or issues they might have. Now, to help incentivize some of your marketing efforts, we have a big ITP promotion going on right now for Intel Optane memory specifically. With this promotion, users can earn up to 100,000 points when they purchase and promote Intel Optane memory. The way this works is you can get 10 points per unit or per Intel Optane memory module, 500 points for every 5 units, or 1,500 points for 15 units. In addition to that, we're as well offering 1,000 points for downloading our marketing assets and promoting Intel Optane memory on your website. Now, in order to take advantage of this offer, you do need to act fast as it ends November 10th of this year. Now, I want to leave today's presentation with 2 points for you guys. First of which is that Intel Optane memory is a beneficial opportunity for your business and for the PC ecosystem overall. And by enabling your systems with Intel Optane memory, you're able to help grow your top line revenue. Now, for your folks that do have additional questions, Avi and I will be staying on the call to address them via the chat window. And Avi, if there's any ones that have been coming up a good amount, feel free to call those out and we can address them for everyone to hear.
Yeah, sounds good, Graham. I think a bunch of questions which I've been answering on the chat here. First question, which I think a bunch of people have been asking is, does Optane memory accelerate or only a hard drive? And the feedback from Intel is the Optane memory solution accelerates any SATA-based devices. Our advocacy is that when you have a hard drive in the system and you add Optane, the performance benefits are all what Graham just showed you. But if there are SSDs available which vary in performance, starting from cheap value TLC SSDs which are based on SATA to performance performance PCIe SSDs. There will be performance benefits seen when you add an Optane to those SSDs, but the scale of performance will vary because your SSDs are inherently faster than a hard drive. So as a result, our advocacy currently is for desktops which are shipping with the hard drive standalone. There is opportunity to accelerate the desktop system by adding an Optane memory to it. The second question, which I think a few folks asked, was how does this compare against previous caching solutions from Intel? Yes, Intel has released a bunch of caching solutions in the past, like SRT, which is Smart Response Technology. The key difference here is all the previous caching solutions from Intel were primarily for NAND or flash-based media. This one, the Optane solution, is a grounds-up caching solution built for 3D crosspoint as memory media. 3D crosspoint as a technology inherently has latency advantages over NAND, so as a result, our architects have taken a 3D crosspoint and an Optane brand and optimized all the caching algorithms to take advantage of the Optane latency. In addition, previously general or normal caching has always been block-based caching, where you accelerate just the initial LBA range, which is but in this solution we've added something called file caching as well. So it's file aware, meaning it doesn't just stop acceleration once you touch the file. It continuously monitors your behavior and learns what applications you open and access frequently. As a result, migrate those files over to the Optane memory. So it's more of a continuous learning acceleration software. So you won't get just the performance on day one. We expect you get the performance continuously as you use the system. So those, Graham, those two were, I think, the primary questions which were asked. I see that there are a bunch of questions which have come up since I started talking. So let me see.
Yeah, Avi, one additional one I did want to call out that we got on the chat window was asking if Intel Optane memory is supported on our 6th gen NUCs. I just want to clarify for folks that Intel Optane memory is only currently supported on our 7th gen and 8th gen Intel Core processor-based computers.
Yep. So 7th gen onwards, Intel Optane memory is supported, and the NUC specifically, yes, we do have 7th gen core based NUCs available with Intel Optane memory. If you just need more information, just contact your Intel representative regarding that bundle. Please tell me a link to find the material for installation. I think the other thing which I want to throw in a plug for is please if you have any tech related questions, just drop into support.intel.com, and we have loads of material when it comes to commonly asked questions, installation tricks, easy installation guides, how-to guides, Q&A, all posted publicly on intel.com. Just go to support.intel.com and you'll see Intel Optane memory support site right available on our main page there. So that, I think, addresses a couple of questions on installation there. 918. What about Optane memory for laptops? Yeah, yes. So this currently, we're not sharing our forward-looking roadmap, but rest assured, there will be Optane memory for laptops coming. Currently, this product, which we launched back in April of this year, supports desktops. We are currently working with our OEMs as well as our partners to release a memory product, Optane memory product for mobile systems, which supports low power. But that's in our works. We'll come back to the same audience once that product is released. There are a bunch of roadmap questions. We are not at liberty to share a forward-looking roadmap, but rest assured, this is Optane Memory is not a point product from Intel. As you see, this is Avi. I'm from the NAND Solutions Group, NVM Solutions Group, and Graham, who's my partner from the CCG organization, the Client Computing organization. We are working together to develop our roadmap for the next year and the forward-looking 5 years down the line. From an Intel standpoint, Optane Memory with desktops was our first introduction into this swim lane of products. We expect to have a yearly release of products aligned to our platforms, which better our platform in terms of performance and overall value. We are not disclosing the features and the product information currently about our forward-looking roadmap. Graham, did you have anything else to add while I seek through a few more questions here? Is this volatile? No. This is 3D XPoint is a non-volatile media technology. So whenever you reboot or restart or power cycle, all the acceleration content which have been in the Optane memory stays in Optane memory. So unlike DRAM, which kind of flushes everything out, this solution, all the acceleration and all the learnings which it has learned from the user's behavior stays with it through a power cycle because of the memory media being non-volatile. All right. Is this in addition to RAM or in place of RAM? No, this is in addition to RAM. The system architecture does require a limited amount of DRAM to be available in the system, and this technology does allow the integrators to reduce their DRAM footprint if needed, because what you see is essentially all the responsiveness benefits which Graham talked about and showed you the video. Those are all storage bottlenecked, meaning the system is waiting for the hard drive to spin and return the data back to the host. With Optane memory, you're essentially removing that bottleneck. So to answer that question, do you need DRAM in the system? Yes, we do need DRAM in the system, but not. Intel advocacy is if you have Optane memory, 4 GB of DRAM is good enough. So will the performance improvement be better than a hybrid hard drive? Oh yeah, hybrid hard drives, to be honest, are a very end of life in segment. Hybrid hard drives by definition used a small amount of NAND flash, namely 4 gigabytes or 2 gigabytes. We're talking 3D XPoint, 16 gigabytes of 3D XPoint, and using our acceleration software, which continuously learns. There have been multiple reviews written by third-party reviewers and analysts where they've compared Intel Optane memory to PCIe SSDs for that matter, and we beat PCIe SSDs in certain metrics. So I am confident that an Optane memory system will handily beat any hybrid hard drive solutions available. A few links which maybe we can share it, which people have written about. I think the slides will be available to you as well. But just Google, go to Tom's Hardware, Tweaktown, Gizmodo, Anantech. All of these guys have written detailed reviews about our product, and in which they've compared against existing best-in-class solutions, when it comes to hard drives, hybrid hard drives, SATA SSDs, PCIe SSDs, and how we compare against the rest. So in that case, yes, we're very confident that it'll be much better than a hybrid hard drive. hybrid hard drive in this, by definition, is a small amount of NAND flash in a hybrid in a hard drive, which is sold by hard drive manufacturers. Yeah, there have been a few questions on our forward-looking roadmap. We are not going to share information about products which have not been released. This session is primarily for products which are available and are shipping. So, forward-looking roadmap, please be patient with Intel. We'll come back and share with you uh, once you have that product PRQ'd. All right. Yeah, so this only our official support is only with Win 10. That's because it's not an Optane reason. The reason there is our 7 Gen core platforms only support Win 10. So not just an Optane memory feature support request. Graham, correct me if I'm wrong. 7 Gen core platform onwards. The PR from Intel is to support only Win 10.
That is correct, Abhi.
Yes. The other question is this storage addressable? Can I choose what apps, processes, etc. put there? Great question. The current implementation and the software, Intel migrates over and moves the file, meaning the Intel driver and the software moves those files over. But we have future software releases where we are introducing few concepts like pinning, which will come in future, but as part of our software releases. But the current implementation, we only allow Intel manages all the data, all the applications which get migrated over to the Optane memory. Yeah, so this is an excellent question as well. This question from Peter, I believe. One disadvantage of some hard drives is spin-up time after it goes to sleep. For instance, when opening a folder to save, there's a delay. Does this cache the file structure so that the spin-up time is hidden? Yes, not the file structure in general, but Intel has effectively migrated over all the critical system files which are needed so that you don't wait for the hard drive to spin up. The point here is move the files and applications along with system files. We're not just migrating applications and the application data files. We're also migrating certain boot system page files over to the Optane memory. So whenever you save a file, load a file, open a game, transition from a game, reload a game, traditional view is the hard drive needs to wake up and needs to spin where the latency comes into the picture where it has to spend 2 to 3 milliseconds. All of those go away with the Optane memory in the system. If the file is already accelerated or the application is accelerated, the system just reads all the information from the Optane memory with a latency of 5 to 7 microseconds, an order of magnitude difference. So in that case, yes, the spin up time, there is significant advantage in those use cases when compared with a system with Optane memory. For motherboards with one M.2 slot, will Optane module prevent adding an M.2 SSD? That's a fair, it depends upon the end user's usage. If the end user wants one single storage M.2 with, a 1 terabyte M.2 SSD, yeah, we would recommend the user to go buy a M.2 SSD. But if the user wants 1 TB hard drive, is cost conscious. Again, 1 TB SSD is expensive. Um, but if the user wants higher density local storage, which comes in hard drives, namely 1 TB, 2 TB, or 5 TB, but wants the performance or responsiveness of an SSD, the recommendation would be to use a 2.5 inch or a 3.5 inch hard drive connected to the SATA socket and use the M.2 for Optane memory. But if the user is happy with the density available with an SSD, yeah, that motherboard will only allow you one socket. Then we recommend to use the SSD. Yeah. My apologies, folks. There have been some questions in, I believe, Portuguese and Spanish. What we'll be doing is we get a dump of all these questions, and we'll be responding back to those questions. I'm trying to do, or maybe Pamela is already taking a stab at it. I won't be talking over it. You'll see some of questions. She's already addressed it. So. Oh, question on ETA on M.2 Optane. This is an M.2 Optane. M.2 Optane SSD. Yeah, that's we, as you know, just last week. We're excited about this. We released our Optane SSDs, 900p, with great reviews and awesome feedback from all the press. That was our first client consumer Optane SSD, 900p. Fair question on when will the Optane M.2 SSD come out. That is part of our roadmap. Please stay tuned. How is this faster than an SSD? Yeah, as I said again, this slide, we were asked to come in and give a quick intro about how can you accelerate your business with Optane memory. But all of this information is available through third-party press analysts who've done and benchmarked Optane memory against traditional hard drive, hybrid hard drives, as well as SSDs. I recommend if you, or maybe Graham, if you can just answer it with a link to Tom's Hardware press review page where they've done these kind of comparisons, or just maybe we can send out an updated link with our press reviews.
Yeah, and all those links, Avi, are provided in the slides, which should be available for download.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So, anyone asking questions regarding press reviews and SSD comparisons, or the slides includes link to all the press reviews. So please check it at your leisure. Okay. Yeah, sorry for your, I'm getting some harsh comments regarding no support for Win 7 and Linux. But remember, we are a small business unit within Intel, and we are supporting this as an ingredient. We defer to our main platform, namely 7th Gen Core, to set POR in terms of OSs, drivers, and ecosystem support. The 7th Gen Core platform only supports Win 10, and there are multiple reasons for it. Microsoft EOLing Win 7, introducing Win 10. So Optane memory supports whatever our 7th Gen Core platform supports. Does Optane memory ship with 7th Gen Core processors? Yes, there are certain OEM systems which are available where Optane memory is installed and available as default. Namely from Dell, Lenovo, HP, Acer, and then others as well. Graham kind of showed you just a preview of a few systems here, but what you see is there are more than 100 plus Intel Optane memory supported desktops and are available through major retailers as listed in the slide, which I just pushed: Best Buy, JD.com, Walmart, Newegg, Amazon, Dixon's, Costco, and over 150 plus motherboards have been registered and support um, registered and support Intel Optane Memory ready. I've been just told that we're out of time, so please keep your questions coming through the chat, and we'll respond via the official channel, so and get you your answers. So with that, thank you for participating in this Intel Virtual Technology Conference. This is Avi and Graham. Thank you for an excellent presentation. So with that, thank you everyone. Bye-bye.